Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'd like to share with you a brand new palette from Makeup Revolution. Now they kindly sent me this palette. They actually sent me, as I said yesterday, they actually sent me a number of items which I'm going to share with you in a haul. But what I wanted to do with these larger palettes is to share them in one video because there are so many shades. I want to swatch a few of them, and I also want to share with you a festive look today. Now the palette that I'm going to be sharing with you today is the Revolution Pro HD Amplif-eyed 35 palette, and it is Defiant. So it is the brightest out of the three that they actually released last Wednesday, and I cannot wait to share this with you. Now it's got some real bright shades in here, but it's also got some wearable shades. Now I thought with this bright palette that I could add or apply a base, a neutral base, and then add a pop of colour. And I thought that this palette particularly was giving me the festive vibes. Now I've got the bright red lipstick on today. Now this lipstick again is from Makeup Revolution, and it is the Revolution Retro Luxe Matte Lip Kit, and it's the lip contour kit in the shade Queen. Now I love this lip kit in particular. I love this one, and I love the shade Majesty as well. I think they are absolutely stunning. Now this red, I'm not really a big red lip wearer, but I absolutely love this. If you're thinking to yourself, is this going to last? Is this going to, spread all over my face? Is it going to bleed? No, I have worn this all day and all evening, all day separately one day, and then I went out in the evening and wore it there then. Now, I do worry myself about these brighter shades. Is it going to, be all over my face? Not with this. It's matte. I've lined my lips as well. So if you are a little bit concerned, obviously line your lips. But I find with these lip kits, and they are only £6 for the lip pencil and the liquid lipstick, that you can just use the liquid lipstick and it's not going to go anywhere. And that is why I particularly wanted to share this one with you today. It is a stunning red for Christmas, but it is also one of those shades that you can put on and not have to worry about. So if you're, cooking the lunch, which can be a long process on Christmas Day, you don't have to worry about your lipstick. It's, basically it's all done for you in this one box. You've got the lip liner, the liquid lipstick, apply it, and you won't have to reapply it. It's perfect. I'll link that down below as well if you're interested in that. Now getting back to the actual palette, so I'll just talk you around the actual packaging first, just like I did with yesterday's, and then do a few swatches for you. So I really like the packaging on these. It is rose gold again. Let me just turn it over so you can actually see. So it's this rose gold metallic. You've got the shade names there. You've also got ingredients there. I really love the fact that you've got some shade names. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, doesn't worry me where the shade names are. I'm not particularly keen on those acetone, are they? Those sheets. I mean, I like the fact that they've got names on them, obviously, but I just find that sometimes those sheets move and they damage the pans, especially in transit on their way to you. But I really like the fact that they're on the back. I found it really easy yesterday, because sometimes if the names are on the back of the actual palette, some brands do them like coordinating them. So if there's a shade, here for example, the shade then is there on the back. Some of them will pop it there, but then they'll pop it there on the back of the actual palette. So I found this really easy yesterday to have it in front of me. I knew, it was the same as the actual palette, how it was designed. So it was just a case of that shade there it coordinates with that one there. So it's very, very easy to follow. I really like that. So yeah, this one is Defiant. Now I've not even opened it, so I must open the tape before I start, but I'm so eager to share this with you. While I'm just opening that, I'll just go through the purchase information, which of course I will link down below for you. These retail for £15 each, these palettes. Yes, they are, you know, more of a pricier palette for Makeup Revolution, but you are getting so many shades here. You're getting 35 shades. So 35 shades into 15, I'm not quite sure what it is, but what I do know is that it's pretty inexpensive for what you're getting. Not only are these, you're getting, you know, good value for money, the quality, they are amplified, and they are called amplified for a reason, because they are very, very good quality. I've not had one of these, and I've got all of the amplified palettes, and I've not had one of them that has disappointed me. They are absolutely stunning, and the mattes are just as good as the shimmers. So I have managed to open the packaging, and this is what your palette actually looks like. So you've got a window here with the black shiny packaging around the edge. I really like that. Now, how I store and why I like this window is that when I store my palettes, I store them one on top of the other in my Alex drawers. Now, I don't want to keep turning the palette over. I don't want to keep messing around with looking, you know, if I wanted to put it back in its box, for example. I mean, you can obviously cut that out at the back and perhaps stick it on the back, but if you're like me and you like to keep everything pristine, you know, you've got the window not only at the front of the box, but you've got the window here. So I'm going to store mine all in my drawers, and if you're going to do that, if you've got a closed palette, you're not going to be able to see what's inside, and I do find it difficult. I mean, you know, I really like the mirror on the original collection of Amplif-eyed palettes that they brought out, and I really like the palette itself, how it looks. But for ease of finding out what palette you're actually getting your hands on, I have to keep looking through them, look on the back, opening them, and with this window that has gone with this new collection, you can see which one it is. You don't have to look at the back. They're all so different. I just love it. So that really is ease of use. And then you've got the Defiant, you know, you've obviously got Amplif-eyed Revolution, and it's an amplified palette, but you've got the name of the palette there as well, in case you know, perhaps you're going to store it some other way, but at least you've got the name there. You know what you've got because the window is open at the front. So really, really good. So that is the palette itself. Now getting into the actual shades. So with this one, and like I said at the beginning, this is the brightest out of the three. In fact, they've actually launched 5 in total, because there was 2 a couple of weeks ago, then they've recently launched these 3. So this is the brightest out of all of them, and that pink shade in the middle here is nearly, well, it is a neon shade. So what I'm going to do for you now is just swatch a few of the shades that I've got my eye on, and then what I'll do my festive eye look. So I'm going to have to definitely do that bright pink. So I'm going to swap it around today, and I think I'm going to do 3 matte first. So I've definitely got to do that pink. See how that performs. Now it's very, very difficult to get a neon eyeshadow that you know, really does show up. So this one is actually looking not too bad. Again, it's quite a light, with these neon shades, it is quite light. You know, the brighter the colour, say for example, if you've got a neon yellow, neon pink, I don't know what other shades, neon green for example, they are quite light. But this one is buildable. You've got some really good coverage there, and yeah, really, really good. So that's the first shade, and let me just get my box. So that one is called, now I always have trouble reading these. Is it? I can't even read it. I think it might be Unlimited. Now I had trouble with some of them because the font is quite squashed together. Undaunted, that's what it is, Undaunted. And I usually do actually wear glasses as well, not all the time, but just you know, for TV and computer work and things like that. So I got there in the end. It's Undaunted. Okay, so I think I'm going to do, what other? I'm going to do the purple beside it, I think. We'll go for all of the brights today. Now this is definitely not, I know yesterday a lot of the shades that I swatched, I actually, oh, I really like that purple. Now, a lot of the shades that I swatched yesterday, I actually used in the tutorial. Now, this is the second shade, and again, it's a very, very vibrant shade. So I've swatched it twice, but it is really quite unusual because it's got an undertone to it. So it is matte, but it's got like this satin sheen to it, which is very unusual. So that's the purple, and now I've got stained. Let me just rub that off, and because I've forgotten my wipes. I always forget something, but I have got my mirror today. Okay, so the next shade is, I want to go for a neutral shade, I think, because a lot of these are shimmers now. Yeah, I'll go for a neutral brown just to give you some variation. And that is the neutral brown. So like I say, some of these bright colours, you do have to add a couple of swatches just because they are so bright, especially with these neon colours. And I must say that I have had some neon eyeshadows before, and they are so powdery that it is very, very difficult to get any kind of coverage anyway with a matte shade. So I'm really, really pleased with those. That is a neutral brown, obviously. Love, love, love that. So now we move on to the shimmer shades, which I'm very excited about, and I really want to go for this. In fact, I've forgotten even to tell you the names, haven't I? So the pink one was Undaunted. The purple shade was, is it Guilty? No, Gypsy. Is it Gypsy? No, Glitzy. Glitzy. The brown was Revolution. And I'm now going to go for Valiant. So I'm going to go for this green shade. It's like a, wow, it's like a mermaid shade, it comes to mind. So that's Valiant. That is beautiful, absolutely stunning. I'm also going to go for, is it Cynical? Which is this royal blue shade at the end. So this is called Cynical. Oh, this is like a periwinkle shade. So there's Cynical there. I just lost the tail there, so I've gone over it. So that's Cynical. And then I really want to do another vibrant colour. I think I'm going to go for, let me have a look close up. Is it Factitious? Is it Factitious? Yeah, I am reading that correctly. And this is it's like a yellow gold. It's very, very unusual because you usually, when you have a gold shade, it's usually quite airs on the side of orange. This one doesn't, it airs on the side of yellow. So really, really like that. So there's all 6 shades. So you've got 3 mattes there and then 3 shimmers. Forgive my swatches today. Okay, so now we are going to use these shades, not necessarily the ones on my arms, but we're now going to use this palette to create a look. So of course I'm going to use my trusty Primark brush. Now I had quite a number of people asking me what brush I use. It's this. I always use this in every single tutorial, eye tutorial that I do, because I love it so much. It's only £1 from Primark. Obviously you can get these contour brushes. You can get one from, I believe, Freedom Makeup from Tan Beauty. They have one. Also, I'm sure that Makeup Revolution has one as well on Tan Beauty, but I just find that this one works for me. And yeah, I haven't actually got round to getting those brushes and testing those out, so I'm sticking to this for now. Now the first shade that I want to add is quite a light shade, and I'm going to go for the shade Venture, which is quite a light shade, and it's this one here, so that one there, Venture, and it's, I just want a very neutral base. I know what look I want to create today. Like I say, I want it to be quite a festive look. I want it to be a little bit out of my comfort zone, and I want it to be, you know, different to what I usually do. So, so I'm probably going to go a little bit brighter than usual, because obviously I want, you know, a festive look. So this is the shade Venture. It is very light. It's more of a very light caramel shade, and I just wanted to add this as a little bit of a base. So I've just applied that. Now I want to deepen it up, and I really want to go for, I don't know whether to go for that shade that I actually swatch, which is Revolution, that caramel colour, or whether to go for Daredevil. I think I might go for Daredevil, because it's a little bit more of what I think it's going to go with the colour that I want, I think. Or shall I go for Revolution? It's difficult because obviously I haven't swatched all of these. I think, no, I'll go with Revolution, the shade that I swatched. So it's that one there, that beautiful shade. I'll see how I get on with that. So I'm just going to pop that on the brush and see how that works. I'm just thinking it needs to be a little bit red tone to work with the lip perhaps, but yeah, really love that colour. For my skin tone and my eye colouring, I do like warmer, you know, I like the warmer tones on my eyes as a base, but yeah, really love that. So let's just apply it. Same colour, Revolution, on the other side. That's the, I suppose that's my only criticism with these name shades on the back. I wish that they were more, I wish the ingredients was at the bottom and the actual shade names were more stretched out, because especially on those darker shades I find it a little bit difficult to read, because you can't actually see the writing as clearly as you can on the lighter ones. But obviously I will check out the names that I've given you today, and of the shades that I'm using, and make sure that they are correct. Really love that colour. It's warm, but it's very blendable, so you could build this colour, this first colour, Revolution, up if you wanted to, or of course you can do what I've done and, you know, put it all over the eye to sheer it out. I'm now going to use the shade, and what is this one called? Is it Mutiny? Again, it's quite a dark shade, so I can't see it 100%. I think it's Mutiny, but like I say, I will check it out and make sure that that is correct. But it's this brown shade right next to Revolution. That's where Revolution was, and this is Mutiny, I think. Mutiny or Military, but I think it's going to be Mutiny. hope so anyway. So I've had this trouble ever since they put the shades on the back, and it is just, I think even if you had good eyesight, I mean, my eyesight's not that bad, and I just cannot see the black on really dark brown. Now what I'm doing is I'm just putting that dark colour on the outer part of the eye, so and just blending that out a little bit to give some depth to the eye as well. Now I know this is looking very, very similar to the eye look that I created yesterday, because I did put, a warm tone, and then I put the black shade actually from that one in this area, but I will be adding. It is just unfortunate that, I need this kind of base first of all. So again, I'm putting that, I think it's Mutiny, I hope it is, on the outer third. Just blending that out. Really looking good. I love how these blend together. I also think that this palette is going to be very, very similar to the one that I shared with you yesterday, because that one was a very much a neutral stroke smoky palette. This one I think is going to be neutral. You can get some really good neutral looks out of this, but also a bright, so neutral stroke bright palette. It's one of those palettes that, just like the one yesterday, that you can, take away with you. Again, if you've got parties and, you're staying somewhere and you can only take a certain amount of luggage perhaps, so you can take this palette and you're going to get some really neutral looks out of it, but also you can change it up and get some really bright looks out of it as well. Well, these are blending beautifully, and I must admit this is another thing that, and I don't know if I said this yesterday, this is another reason why I like the brand so much, because their products are always multi-functional. You can use them for something and something else. So this palette, although at first glance you think, oh my goodness, that is really bright, am I going to be able to make it work? It's £15, there's a lot of shades there, am I going to make it work for me, as perhaps a neutral eye wearer, but yes, I want to wear brights occasionally. You're going to be able to do this, and hopefully I'm going to be able to share that type of look with you today. Now, yes, I'm smoking this out a little bit more. It is a beautiful, that shade, that I think it's Mutiny, whatever it is, I'm loving it, because it's not as harsh as perhaps a black would be, although to be honest that black shade from yesterday really worked well. It is just such a beautiful colour, so it's not as harsh as black, but it's giving the depth that I want as well. So I always do this to just, add a little bit, because what I don't want to do is, ruin the look basically of what I've already done. So it's always best to just go very, very gently, a little bit at a time, and you'll know when you need to stop. So now what I want to do, I want to add a colour underneath. Now I'm going to start off with that Revolution shade, which was the shade that I swatched. So I'm going to just add that underneath. Now I don't very often wear really bright eye looks, but we're going into the festive period. I want to experiment a little bit. I've thought about the eye look that I wanted to create, but I haven't tried it or tested it out. So this is new to me, and you've probably got an idea of what kind of look that I want to create when I say festive and bright. with a, you know, red lip. So if you, for example, needed a neutral look, you could stop the look now and just put a brown shimmer on the eyelid if that's what you wanted to do, or a cream matte shade, and that is your neutral look. So this is, I would say, you know, a neutral look if that's what you want from this palette. So that this could be your day look, for example. But what I want to do is add a festive twist. And what I want to do is add one of those greens. And I think I'm going to go really, really bright, and I'm going to go with that one. Because, yeah, that's what I wanted to do today. I mean, I could go for that beautiful green right in the middle, but I really want to add a bright colour to share with you that, you know, perhaps if you are of a similar age to me, or, you know, you worry about colour, I'm not, you know, I don't wear a great deal of colour, but I just want you to, I just want to share that with you today, that if you are either, you know, worried about applying colour, or you are perhaps an older person, like myself. I'm not 20 anymore, I am in my 40s, and my birthday is very, very soon. You know, I just wanted to share with you, you know, that you can create these bright looks without it being, you know, perhaps too over the top, if that's what you're concerned about. So the colour I think I'm going to go for is that aqua green, that Valiant shade, and apply that. So basically we've got the neutral eye look, the red lip, and now I'm going to add a vibrant green to the lid, which, yeah, we'll see how this works. So I'm just going to apply that onto the lid. It is a beautiful colour. I'm just going over. It was very, very difficult for me yesterday, and to apply the shimmer, because, or the eye look anyway, because I was looking into the viewfinder, and I'm not quite sure if I managed to apply the shimmer very well, but you know, I did it. And that's another thing that I you know, like about this brand, is that it is easy. So if you're a beginner, or you're, you know, more of an expert, you know, you can use these palettes. You know, you don't have to be. I remember when they brought out what was that, the Urban Decay palette that everybody had real problems with during the summer, that people were saying that you've got to be a makeup artist to use, you know, that palette. Well, you know, it's pointless bringing out a product that not everybody can use, and this is what I like about Makeup Revolution. Their products are so easy to use. You don't have to be a makeup artist, you don't have to be you know, skilled in any way to use these. They work so well. Now I'm just wiping off the excess. That's what I've come up with. Now I'm going to deepen it up. That's the wrong brush. I'm a little bit worried about my sleeves today, because they are huge, and every time I lean over to something like my dressing table, I catch something, so I have to be extra careful today. But they are very glamorous, and I'm absolutely loving it. Now I'm going back into that deep dark brown colour, and I'm just deepening out the outer third, and just going over the middle a little bit to make sure that that is all blended. Although I do tend to find that after a little while, you know, the shimmer shade will merge into that matte shade, but I just like to help it a little bit on its way, and then just go over it a little bit like that. I'm just going to put a little bit more. I just love this colour so much. It is so stunning. Now I'm going to get my brush, As always, it is the PS Pro Shading Eye Brush. It is just like a pencil brush. You can use any one that you really, really like. I'm just going to get a little bit more of that Valiant and fill this area because I can never get my finger into that area. And I want it a really full look, full eye look. I really like the idea that I've got this really bright colour on, and yes, you can see it even when my eyes are open, but I really like it that every time you blink you've got this beautiful pop of, you know, aqua green colour. Now what I want is I want a really bright colour, a vibrant colour to go on the inner corner, and I want quite a light colour as well. I don't know whether to, let me just swatch this. What's this one like? Yeah, that's perfect. So it is Insolent. So we're going to try that. I'm just going to go all the way around the inner corner. That is how I like to wear my inner corner highlight. It just gives me the light that I need, so I liked it all the way around. And usually when I put the inner corner, yep, that's perfect. It's done exactly what I want. It really does draw your eye into the light area there. I'm just going to get a little bit more of that Revolution colour. Go along the bottom. Now remember, this is for Christmas, so we're going all out. I'm getting a little bit of that deep dark brown and I'm putting that on the first, you know, joining the what we've done on the outer third and just mimicking that underneath there so that it joins up all around the eye. Like that. And then what I'm going to do, I think I'm definitely going to go all out. I'm getting some of that aqua green and I'm going to mimic that and put it underneath as well. See if that does anything. So it gives me a little bit of a pop. Yeah, I'm just going to do that all along actually, I really like that. It's not as vibrant with a brush, and I've only put a little bit underneath there, and I'm just going to blend in that brown shade. But yeah, it looks very, very good. Let me just see if I can. It looks quite bright when I'm looking into the mirror. And I just want to try out different things for Christmas. I'm just getting a little bit more of that Revolution, so that's taken that off. And I do like everything lovely and blended, but actually that looks really, really good. I'm absolutely loving that look. It's vibrant, it's bright, it's, yeah, it's got a party vibe to it. We're going a little bit festive with the red lip and the green lid colour. I hope that you enjoyed that. Of course, I will do a close-up picture of on my Instagram story for you so that you can have a look at this close up. I will get as close as I can to the camera for you. I hope you have enjoyed that, and if you are a little bit wary of colour just like me, I hope that I've shown today that you can wear, I mean, I've gone for near enough the brightest colour in the palette. It's that one there. You can see there's a slight dent in it now. So I've gone for that, and you know, you can wear bright colours without it being too much. So I've really enjoyed using this palette today, actually. I was a little bit worried about it myself because, like I say, I don't wear, you know, really bright colour too often. So I was really excited to share this with you. Like I say, I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't 100% sure if I could get the look that I wanted. But I have. I really love it. Can't wait to share with you the blush palette, which I'm going to do in a moment. Actually, there's a brand new blush palette. I shared one with you yesterday. I'm wearing the contour shade again today. I really love it. Yeah, and I really love that palette. Love it. So I hope you found that helpful. Obviously, I created a naked look. I created a natural look to start with, and then added that pop of colour. So I think you can go from definitely day till night. Of course, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up. And I'm saying just because now, just because you want to. I would also love it if you subscribed, if you're brand new to my channel. And of course, I would welcome all of your thoughts on this new Defiant palette from Makeup Revolution. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.